Is it normal for coworkers who are in their 20s to not talk? I've worked at this place for nearly a year, and there's only about 3 other people my age, early 20s. However, I've not really been able to make friends with them or even get to a place where we have multiple conversations a day. I became close with one of the girls my age for one social event. But since then we've only had a few conversations. She doesn't really make much effort with me unless I initiate a conversation. We haven't seemed to have broke that weird barrier. There's also a guy that's exactly my age. We both started at the same time too, so you'd think we'd have something to talk about. But the other day we were the only 2 people left in the office for an hour and he said nothing to me. I've never even had a full conversation with him other than hi. How are you? Where are you from? I know I could have said something. But he doesn't seem to be that interested in conversing with people, and I know he isn't shy. After us not taking at all during that time we were alone, I felt a bit disappointed about it, and I'm not sure why. Is this normal? I don't expect us to be friends, but I expect a bit of conversation. There's just no conversations between any of us young people unless I initial it with the girl. My boss, who's older, says he finds it weird too. The friendliest out of us is another guy who's younger. But he also hasn't managed to break this weird barrier. We're all hybrid, so like 2-3 weeks in the office. I've been in the workforce for decades and my happiest days are the ones where no one talks to me. I'm trying to complete my tasks and zone out into a place where I forget I'm alive. Some people aren't into small talk. If someone doesn't seem interested in talking, then don't talk to them. I'm not in my 20s anymore. But if I had the option of never speaking to my coworkers, I would jump on that shit so fucking fast. This inclination has only increased in the last 3 years. I know at that point, just being at work put me in a pretty dark place, and I am already an introvert, so yeah. Just kinda shut down socially and emotionally to get through the day. If they are anything like me, they go to work to make money, not friends. Edit didn't know where else to put this, so I'll add it here. If you're all in your early 20s, it's likely you've not had much experience, if any, of a pre-pandemic office. Some of the people there even a little longer than you might have even started and had their first day of work sitting at home. Keeping to themselves might be what they think is normal because that's how it's been for them the whole time. It's post-pandemic employment. If you want to be social, you're going to have to push for it a little harder since things are different now. I am friendly but not friends with my coworkers. Because I'm not into small talk and I have seen people lose their jobs due to office drama. No thanks, I don't anyone on social media as well. I'm 28 and I've been like this at every job. I don't seek people out. But I put on a friendly mask when approached and spoken to. Truthfully, I don't want to talk to anyone at work. I don't want to be perceived by anyone at work. I don't want to be at work. I hate everything about work. If I won the lottery, I'd quit immediately and none of my colleagues would hear or see me ever again. Not everyone is chatty, and many people like myself oftentimes just like to keep to ourselves. It's nothing personal. They probably just see work as someplace they have to be at in order to pay their bills. And nothing more. They aren't there to be social or make friends. It seems like the bulk of us in this sub are here to work and go home. I don't know about your coworkers, but the younger generations have gotten smarter and figured out that at work, no one is your friend. Make friends out of work. Stay out of work gossip. And don't push for friendship. Be friendly and do your work. Then everyone can get along better. I don't go to work to entertain my coworkers, lol. Their silence probably is not personal. Please don't push them into socializing for your own comfort. I have quickly resented coworkers who feel entitled to my attention for non-work related matters. Some people, including myself in this camp, work to collect a paycheck. Not friends. I'm a sociable, chit-chatty person. But not at work. I don't want to give my work environment any extra energy than I'm obligated to. It's soul-crushing enough as it is. For reference, I was born in the mid-80s and I work with people from 25-60 years old. Honestly, the corporate environment most places is they're not boomers. So why should their opinion matter? It goes beyond shop talk and many learn to just not talk at all. Some people are introverts or just don't like the idea of socializing with their work colleagues. I don't know. I've always been there to work and despise the idea of work friends, honestly. We aren't there because of a common interest or belief, but because we're all wage slaves. What if I find out your personal philosophy is abhorrent to me? Now I am stuck with you for 8 hours a day, X days a week. I'd rather keep that shit at arm's length as long as possible. Talking to coworkers fucking blows. In my experience, anything you say or do can and will be used against you. This applies at work as well. I talk to my coworkers like an NPC. Completely vague and emotionally neutral responses with little left up for interpretation. I probably say damn that's crazy like 15 times a day. The point is, work is there to pay the bills. I really don't give a shit about your life, kids, problems, etc. I've got enough as it is and don't need yours. This is how it should be. Don't make friends with all your coworkers. If you legitimately click with someone, that's different. Set boundaries, it's important. This isn't a young person thing. This is an every age thing. The issue was that the older generations used to force you to have to talk. We're all lucky that the younger generation has finally wised up to this nonsense and is collectively doing a pushback. It warms my Gen X heart. I am not at work to socialize. Socializing just takes my free time away and leaves me with unfinished work. Colleagues are not friends. You may be in competition. They may make you have more work. I'm at work to work. I also one of those people that never attends optional work social events unless it's only briefly. Some people like me just hate work, hate everyone, and just want to work and leave. Talking gives people information that they can and will use against you. I'm in my 30s, don't have kids, and my hobby is video games. You know who's expected to work overtime? You know who gets eye rolls when I talk about Baldur's Gate 3? They think, wow, they have so much time on their hands. Why can't they get another certification? But they say, oh wow, that's neat. I wish I had time for that. It's not worth giving them that information. So I don't open conversations. I'm also a bisexual leftist in a red state. So I'm legitimately afraid that people might hurt me because of my beliefs. I'm at work to make money, not friends. Small talk is a waste of time with turnover rates anyways. You could be working with introverts. We do exist. I go to work, not to make friends. Being cooped up for 40 a week with people you cannot choose is exhausting enough even without pretending to be interested in my coworkers' lives. I think most of my colleagues talk too much. I honestly couldn't care less what you're having for dinner tonight, James. I'm not being paid to be your friend. I'm being paid to do my job. I'm under no obligation to like or foster some forced fake friendship with any of you. You don't have to be shy not to want to talk someone. Leave him alone. He's here to work, not make friends.